So welcome to the Fire Style. Today we are interviewing Robbie Thielemans, who will tell us about his professional career behind the LED screens and his fashion choices, and also his experience in this time of lockdown. So tell us, who is Robbie Thielemans?
Lots of stories, but on a professional level, I'm active in the display industry already for 27 years. Um, when I was young, I was always interested in electronics and technology. When I graduated, I really wanted to work for a company that was involved with displays or audio. And nothing really magical about it, just hard work and thinking a lot. So I started designing LED screens. And suddenly that company had a product. First screens were launched in 1998, I think. The designs we made changed a little bit the industry for big screens because suddenly people could make a business model out of renting displays instead of all buying. The design enabled renting because everything was modular. So you just put everything together like Lego blocks. I'm still working around that same subject, but I'm still active on the creative parts. So there's in my life now 2 tracks. I work as a consultant for still the creative LED industry. But my strength is that I can, if you sit together with the creative people who design the tours for the concerts or the stuff, and the thing I'm very good at is on how to grasp their ideas and make something that looks like their ideas in the budget and in time. Sometimes I do production here at home even with the full family because usually those orders are very short in time, but the date for the tour remains. I have my reputation in that industry that all my designs are very stable.
Yeah.
And I never missed a deadline. In a sidetrack now is that I design my own creative displays as well and use them as teasers for showing the creative people what the possibilities are.
So you really are the creative mind behind the LED screen.
Usually I am, yes.
As a high-tech visionary, you must have been behind the screens in so many other iconic events. Tell us more about it.
I've made displays for the Oscars. So not last year, but a few years before that, all the displays you saw there while presenting, I designed them.
That's so interesting. We were talking on LinkedIn. You said the COVID-19 didn't kill creativity, but the means for it.
The problem with the creativity is there are so many ideas, so much things I want to do, but I can't do that all on my own. It's very difficult now without the financial means to explain to people what the real idea is. In my mind, everything is clear and obvious, and I'm usually visually 3-4 steps ahead. So you need to make some teaser, something that is tangible really for them, so that they can also share that dream or creativity. And then usually they can make budget free for making that happen. That is totally zero now.
But do you think that will change? We can, for example, enjoy a fashion week in Paris.
Not at the pace we hope it would be. I think it will I'm afraid it will last very long.
Yeah.
Not because of um, medical reasons or academic reasons, but more of uh, politic correctness in the world. There are some shifts happening, luckily for me. Most of the creative people are more or less in the same here. It's not a lack of an idea, certainly not. On the contrary, 90% of my business is in the US. Until last year, I was almost 2 weeks in LA a month. The advantage I have because of this 26 years, this is my lab.
Yeah.
So I have lots of equipment here of stuff I've done and boards and electronics. So I can glue together and make something, make a teaser.
But you continue to work from home to design and create LED screens for customers.
Yeah, I still work on it, but it's not the conference calls and everything. That's not the same as physical presence. Eh?
No.
Conference calls is for me exchanging information, exchanging data. But the physical presence is you. If you're in a discussion, you can feel much better on how the people are, what the reaction would be. You see the mimics more, the gestures.
Yes.
That is totally lacking in a call like this. Also, not really for design of speed. Suppose you make a prototype, you show it to the customer. He maybe had another idea, so you can react very quickly and change it, and then modify, and that's now not possible. That's my personal belief. Creativity, if you really work for a customer and you want to be creative in a team, you have to be physically with the team.
So, Robbie, from what I understand, you think that the government had a strange approach for this sad time with the COVID-19 pandemic. Tell us about it.
Maybe I'm too mathematical in my thinking. The full approach on how it happened, in my opinion, is completely wrong and unbalanced. It hurts, the way it was approached hurts the economy very, very, very hard. And I think people are really, really still underestimating it a lot. Now the discussion is, can we go still on holiday? Next year, people won't discuss holiday anymore, but whether they still have a job. People like me who need to work day and night to get invoices paid.
Yeah.
You could have isolated and took care of those people who were very susceptible to that virus. But people where the chance is very less of having it, let them work, let the economy go, and focus all your effort and money on protecting all the weaker and everything.
It is a hard time for all the professionals in the creative industry. Thank you for your honest view.
I, I hate wearing the pre-shoot boss stuff. It doesn't reflect who I am in my mind.
Is your style classic?
Far from, I would say. It depends a little on the meetings. If I go abroad, um, I have 3 handmade suits, which are nicely centered and not a big sack.
Do you care for design and label
I think in all my designs I always put a factor of try to put a little bit factor of design in it, and not just being functional. Um, this is designed for a processor for controlling an LED screen.
Yeah.
I think it is nicely shaped and everything. I take my pride in making that look good as well. In French, they say on mange aussi avec les yeux.
Yeah.
So, and the same thing I want to express also with my style or clothing. But by the way, yeah, you can't find that style, the top. They were from Wolford.
Why Wolford?
It has something minimalist beauty in it. If people know me better, I would. I'm I'm using that Wolford-ish style more.
Okay.
I don't care whether it's ladies' clothes or not. If it looks better and nice on me, then I'll just buy it.
Good on you. You have an identity, so no one else will be Robbie Thielemans. Now that you mentioned beauty, your logo for your consultants company is very beautiful. Tell me, what's the story behind it?
Yes, I always wanted a company name which has to do with either visual things or audio, because audio is my other hobby. Stereo is a combination of the first letters of my two sons. So it's my youngest one is Storm, so you have the ST. Mm-hmm. E in Dutch it's N, and.
Yeah.
Re comes from Robbie. And the Y, the Y comes from Jentel, that's my oldest son. And the O is from oplossing and solutions in Dutch.
Yeah.
The butterfly, the left side, you see the triangles and stuff.
Yeah.
Which alludes to blocks, LED screens, and if you put all the blocks together, you get a beautiful picture or a beautiful creation like a butterfly.
Beautiful words to finish this interview for the Fire Style. Thank you.
Thank you.